Hi guys, welcome to Queer Universe. I'm Jenny, and today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different, and I'm not really sure exactly what this video is, which is kind of becoming a theme for me, but it is something that has been on my head lately. A lot of my life, I have been told in various terms that I'm too much, that I express myself too much, that I feel things too much. I remember as a young child and through my teenage years, I liked bold fashion. As you probably could tell from my previous video doing my makeup, I wanted bold lipstick. I like some things that are bold. So as a child, I would wear brightly colored clothes that were probably not in fashion at the time. I would wear shoes that didn't go with my clothes, and I always loved hats. Now I still love hats, but I very, very rarely will wear a hat. And part of this is because as a child, I would wear a hat and not think anything of it other than I like the hat. But I'm the youngest of 7, and for some reason my siblings really like to latch on to things like that to make a point. I was always called a drama queen, and oh, she's so dramatic, and all that kind of stuff. And so when I would wear this hat, and I remember one particular instance when my oldest sister was visiting us. She's 16 years older than I am, and my other sister, who's about 8 years older than I am. I walked out wearing this hat at about age 12, and they just looked at me and laughed and said, "Oh, Jenny, she's so dramatic. Who would even think of wearing that hat? Why would you just come out wearing a hat?" And that stuck with me, and I didn't wear a hat again unless it was winter and it was a necessity for a very long time. Now, I still love hats. And there's a part of me, though, that I see a hat and I love it and I want to wear it, but I won't buy it or I won't wear it because, oh no, that means I'm being too much. I'm being too bold with how I look, with who I am. You can be bold with who you are. You're not too much. I was called a drama queen all through my childhood and teenage years. Now, as even some of my family will attest to, and anyone who's met me in person, I am one of the most laid-back people you will ever meet. So as a young child, I was often called a drama queen, which I have since found out that was patently false. I was a very normal child who had very normal emotions. The things that I felt in situations were justified. They were valid because they were mine. They were my emotions. No one can tell you that what you're feeling isn't valid, because it's valid by the simple fact that you are feeling it. Now, that does not mean that you're right with whatever you're feeling, that if you think that somebody is saying something bad about you and you react because that hurts you and you're angry, that doesn't mean that that person was saying something bad about you. And obviously you have to vet every situation to find out, is it true? What I'm feeling, is that truth? But what you're feeling, even if it's not truth, if you find out later it's not truth, is still valid because you are feeling it. So I guess this video basically is just, you're enough. You're not too much. You're not invalid. You're not just being dramatic because you have emotions and you express them. The world might be a better place if people could express their emotions without feeling judged, without feeling like they're going too far, they're being too dramatic. I hate that word, dramatic, because unless you're referring to a play or a type of movie or a performance in acting, that word should not be applied to your or anyone else's emotions. Your emotions are not dramatic. They are who you are. They're what you are feeling in that moment. And to have somebody say, you're just being dramatic. You're just too sensitive. You're too bold. You're too loud with what you feel is not okay. You can feel what you want to feel, and that's okay. So this video is just to remind you that you are valid. Whatever you identify as, whoever you are. All these things, your identity, your gender, your sexuality, or lack thereof in both of those, where you're from, how you were raised, are just pieces of who you are. They don't define you. They're just little pieces of who you are. I am asexual, but that's a small part of who I am, and not even something that I talk about every day. I am a woman. Again, it's a small part of who I am. Not even something I talk about every day. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. And these are pieces of who we are. But they're just pieces of the whole. And to be told that a part of you isn't right, isn't correct, is incredibly disheartening. And that's not okay. Who you are in all of those places is okay. You have to be true to who you are. And if you cry at silly commercials, that's okay. If you don't cry at silly commercials, that's perfectly fine. If you don't cry at the Titanic, that's perfectly fine. But when somebody calls you dramatic, or somebody says you're too much, you're too bold, just remember they're the one who has the issue and not you. So this is Jenny from Career Universe, and I will see you all on Saturday, and I wish you all